Hey guys, welcome to FM Driving School. You're with me, your fully qualified driving instructor. Now, with the lockdown coming to an end, I'm assuming none of you guys have been taking professional driving lessons purely because we're not allowed to teach during the lockdown period. Maybe you've been driving with your family members or your mates, but the problem now is you're straight into a driving test. What do we do in this situation? We're just going to give you a few quick tips in order to help you pass your driving test. So, first of all, let's just get straight into it. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel as well. But anyway, let's get straight into it. Make sure you have your face mask. It's so important unless you're exempt from it. As we've talked in our previous videos, that it's going to be a law in Scotland, and it may even potentially be a law in England and Wales and Ireland and Northern Ireland, etc. So make sure you have your face mask and keep your distance between yourself and your driving examiner. Make sure if you're taking your own car, because as I said, maybe you've been practicing in your own car. So now instead of taking your driving instructor's car, you're going to take your own car. Make sure it's clean. The examiners can refuse to take the driving test if the car is not clean. And we've seen articles, we read articles about students being refused because they've taken their own car and they had loads of like junk at the back maybe. And also make sure if you're taking your own car, you fill it up, fill up the petrol tank. We're not saying fill it up all the way, but have some petrol. Make sure it's not on a zero or 1 bar or on the yellow light where it's showing it's almost empty, because even though it might have reserve miles in it, the examiner will not take their driving test if it's on the empty. And here's another really quick way of trying to analyze how the test is going to be or how the examiner is going to mark. Look through the driving test sheet. So just Google it. You'll find this driving test sheet. This is what the examiners use to mark the students in the driving test. So if you quickly glance through it, we're not going to go through it thoroughly, but do watch our other videos where we analyze every single mistake, how to impress the driving examiners. Well, let's just quickly glance through it. Here's the eyesight. They do an eyesight check. Here's a maneuver. So in regards to maneuvers, how do you hopefully not fail your driving test on your maneuvers? I'll say the common mistakes are blind spot checks, observations. For yourself, a quick method or quick guide in order for you to do the driving test and not fail on the maneuvers is make sure you remember the reference points for the driving test. So if you are taking your own car or your driving instructor's car, your driving instructor should have taught you reference points in how to do the maneuver. Now, as a teacher, we're constantly having to go at students because they forget their reference points. So that's up to you to remember the reference points. So that's one big piece of advice I give you regarding the maneuvers. All right. So what else? Control of the car, moving off, use of mirrors, signal. Let's say, I'll say to you, because the lockdowns are going to open up, there might be quite a bit of traffic on the road. So watch out for any crazy drivers. Make sure so clearance and obstruction. So here you're going to come across maybe a few meeting scenarios, especially if you got your test during peak times. So plan ahead. Make sure you know what's happening. There's going to be a few crazy drivers trying to get their kids to school or go to work or whatever the reasons. Don't forget that people haven't been driving for maybe 3 weeks, so people might be a bit rusty. So watch out for other drivers. Plan ahead. Positioning, pedestrian crossings. So again, going back to if you got your test early morning, there's gonna be a lot of kids around going to school. Watch out for the kids. What else? Junctions, appropriate speed. So again, if your test is during like off-peak time, you might have completely open roads. Make sure you don't break speed limits, even though the roads are clear to go. Okay, going back to the test itself, most students, if they're not taking lessons from a trained driving instructor, they don't realize the significance of observations, mirror checkings. Make sure you guys doing it thoroughly. Every time you change your speed, direction, going into a new road, check your mirrors thoroughly. The examiners may pull you up a couple of times. Make sure you do your 6-point check. Also, when you're training to drive, your instructor should be guiding you through how to plan ahead. Okay, so watching how to react to other drivers, other vehicles, other road users, cyclists, pedestrians, which we just talked about. The reason why this is really significant is because you have to be able to react to situations, react to hazards that are happening on the road. Isn't that why you practice in your theory, hazard perception? Or you're going to practically feel it in your driving test, practically see it in your driving test. Now, as a good driver, as an experienced driver, you have to be able to react. Anyway, those are a few tips that we've given you. Hopefully, you guys pass your driving test. Good luck to everyone. Do watch our other videos where we go through thoroughly in details everything what we just talked about in this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.